Yep. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the July 22nd, 2025 live training and coaching call. Whenever I do this right there, then YouTube will recommend it to more people. It's the weirdest thing. I read that. This has to do with the algorithm. So, anyway, I want to show you guys something. I'm going to tell you guys the seven best ways to make your food logging easier today. And the number one is by far the most important one. So, whether you're here live or you're watching this in the replay, I know there's a lot of people watching the replay because I know who watches the replay. I can see who does what that really need to hear that. But first, I want to touch on something real quick, and I'm going to share my screen that Janelle sent me, and it was a little honey packet. Here we go. Let me see if I can maximize it. Can I maximize it? Yeah, here we go.
Raw, unfiltered honey and infused it with Himalayan pink salt for added electrolytes, lion's mane mushroom for focus, and 100 milligrams of natural caffeine from green tea for added stamina. We wanted to quit our reliance on pre workout powders and energy drinks, and supercharged honey was our solution. We've combined these four ingredients to give you an incredible training session, all while using clean, natural ingredients you can understand and trust. We just came out with two new flavors, our lemon supercharged honey and our tangerine in both caffeinated and non-caffeinated versions. So check us out and let us know what you guys think. We took 100%
All right,
raw
so
filtered honey,
hold
infused
on.
with Himalayan pink salt for added.
All right, everybody able to see that? You were able to see that, right? Yeah. All right. So, whenever you see things like this, by the way, send them to me. Ask me for my opinion and all that because I love seeing stuff like that. This is basically just a company. This is all this is. All this is just honey with caffeine and lion's mane and then Himalayan sea salt, whatever, it's just salt. Um, and they say it's to replace their dependence on pre-workout. Pre-workout, the main thing that you become dependent on with pre-workout is the caffeine. So you can't really say that you're dependent on pre-workout because there's people dependent on coffee. But what you become dependent on is the caffeine in and of itself. So first things first, regarding this product, I personally would never buy it because I would just get a good pre-workout. And if I want to eat honey, I'll just eat honey and that's it. It's creative and this is to be fair, this is like one of those products that's just gonna attract the general population, and it's not bad, but you're gonna pay a whole lot more for something that you can just easily make yourself because it has what four ingredients, right? Honey, Himalayan sea salt, lion's mane, and caffeine. So lion's mane is an adaptogen. I highly recommend you don't take adaptogens in combination with other products. If you're going to take lion's mane, if you're going to take chaga, if you're going to take reishi, maca, tiger tail, all that stuff, take it in isolation because they're all different. And the adaptogens are kind of like unregulated, right? Well, they're always going to be unregulated. But for instance, ashwagandha is in a lot of nowadays. There's like coffee mixes with ashwagandha, or I even saw a protein bar with ashwagandha. What you don't know about ashwagandha, what a lot of people don't know, what I experienced myself is if you take ashwagandha for too long, you become emotional, you become a robot basically. You could become depressed. For me personally, I just basically became very emotionally flat, even flatter than I already am. But I mean, I still yelled and screamed during the Euro Cup soccer, but that's other than that, nothing really got me emotionally. Now, what I'm trying to say is like some of these adaptogens, if you take them for too long, your body becomes used to them, and they're very innocent if they're coming in packaging. But I don't recommend you take them in combination with other in like a mixture of products. Also, when it comes to honey, not all honey is created equal. Um, Actually, I think Costco sells a really good honey. So honey, eat it by itself. Salt, get your own salt. And then when it comes to caffeine, whenever you buy a product that has caffeine in it, then you can only take that much caffeine. I would like to regulate my own caffeine. So anyway, it's not bad. It's just that you're probably going to pay a whole bunch more for something you can make for yourself. That's one. Two is let's talk about caffeine real quick. Caffeine, here's how your body works. When you wake up, no, actually, right now, everybody, right now, we're approaching the evening. Your adenosine is starting to build up. Adenosine is basically your sleepy chemical. When you wake up and you're awake, your body starts producing adenosine. And the longer you stay awake, the more adenosine you build up, the more tired you get. Now, when you go to sleep and you're asleep, your adenosine goes away. Now, this is why if you don't get enough sleep, you're still tired because you didn't get rid of all your adenosine. Now, it doesn't really matter how good of a sleep score you get, what I was going to say, but how many hours of sleep you get. If you go to bed for 9 hours straight and you get the perfect amount of sleep, you're still going to wake up with a certain amount of adenosine. That adenosine is going to make you feel sleepy. And that's okay. Everybody wakes up with a certain amount of adenosine. The problem is that if you take caffeine within the first 90 minutes, then that adenosine stays in your system all day long. Because when you wake up, it takes your body 90 minutes to 120 minutes to produce a full cycle of cortisol. So, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. So that cortisol is what's going to pump out the adenosine. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick because it's so important. Do not take caffeine within 90 minutes of 190 to 120 minutes. Andrew Huberman, Huberman Labs, they discovered that. And a lot of people are fighting it. They're like, because they think they're going to die if they don't take caffeine. But no, you're not going to die. It's just 90 minutes to 120 minutes. Also, you know what they say, like start your day with something hard. Going without caffeine is hard. And also, if you wait 90 to 120 minutes without to take your caffeine in the morning, then you need a lot less. Then if you take some theanine with your caffeine, you need so much less caffeine. You're going to sleep so much better at night. And sleep is when you burn all the fat and build all the muscle. So that's the second thing I want to talk about. And then, yeah, the third thing was, I don't know, actually. Does anybody have any questions on that? I think I only wanted to mention two things. Does anybody have any questions? No, no questions at all, because I want to move on then straight to the next topic, and that is the 7 ways to make your food logs easier. All right, this is not a sexy subject, but here's the deal. 75% of America is overweight. A bigger percentage of America lives paycheck to paycheck. What does this have to do with each other? Because usually people who live paycheck to paycheck, they don't track their income, they don't track their expenses. If you don't track your money, if you don't know what you're spending money on, and you don't really know exactly how much you're taking home or getting in, then you're going to be in trouble. So most of us will diligently track. We're not going to overdo it on our money. We can't, yet we do with our food. And we will always underestimate how many calories we're taking in. If you think you're taking in 1,500, you're probably taking in 1,700, 1,800. It's always a couple hundred calories more. Logging your food, there's only really 2 ways to lose weight. First off, you got to be on a caloric deficit. There's really only 2 ways to be on a caloric deficit. You either follow a meal plan to the T that it puts you on a caloric deficit. So let's say 1,600 calories. Follow it to the T. So this way you don't have to log your food, or you log your food. But if you are going to log your food, you need to log every single thing because otherwise you might as well not even bother. And this is why food logging is so hard because I see it all the time still to this day. Still see people that log 6 days perfect. And then on Sunday, their food log is missing and then they're not losing weight. It's because of that Sunday. Or I'll see 7 food logs, but then like Tuesday was 400 calories. Well, yeah, something happened on Tuesday. That's like if you have a girlfriend and you don't know what she did on Tuesday night. Where did she go? No records, no phone records. It's 2002. We don't have like the whole find your iPhone and you have no idea what happened. You don't trust her anymore. And then you break up. Could have been your wife, but no, because you didn't know where she was on Tuesday. Same thing happens for you and your food logs. So the the essence of food logging is logging every single thing. Now, here are the 7 ways to make food logging easier. And really, I'm going to give you 7 ways, but the first one is the best one, is the ultimate one. I hope you're ready. It is number one, drum roll. It is to log before you eat. So don't log it after you eat, but log it before you eat. If you plan to log your meals the night before or first thing in the morning, then this eliminates that decision fatigue and makes mealtime just about eating and not tracking. You'll enjoy your food a lot more. And you're telling your subconscious too, like, hey, I'm going to eat this. You're not going to mess it up then. All right. Number two is all the other ones are really not as good as for number one, but number two is super simple. Just use voice to text features. You hit the little microphone and speak your food in instead of typing. Hey, 6 ounces of chicken breast is faster than typing it out. Number three is to create meal templates. So save your most common meals as templates in the app. This is what I tell everybody. If you're going to have one food that you know you're going to eat often, then just save it as a meal. And then next time you eat it, boom, you just hit it. So, I mean, I think we all know that. If you eat the same breakfast, 5 days a week, save it once and just copy it over. So, another one, number four, is to take photos first and then log it later. Now, I mean, this is not ideal, but at least, if you take a quick picture of the food, then at the end of the day, you could use the photos to log everything in one batch session instead of throughout the day. So this is good if you're traveling. If you're like, you don't know what you're going to eat, you can't log in advance, right? So then just take a picture. And then at night, when you're in front of the fireplace with all your coworkers or whatever, and you're all roasting marshmallows and you're singing songs, and you're just like, please excuse me for a second. I got to go log my food. And then they're going to be like, whoa, where are you going? And then they're going to see you on your phone. And then you're going to be logging your food because you're going to be like, oh, okay, that picture was that. All right, I'm going to log it then. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, oh, that's hard. Yeah, you know what else is hard? Your stomach when you lose all the fat and it's all muscle, abs. You can wash your shirt on your abs. I don't know if you've ever done that, but it's handy. So number five is just use the barcode. I mean, everybody knows the barcode. All food loggers have a barcode. With that said, I do want to talk about AI real quick. There's a lot of AI food loggers out right now, and they're not accurate. All right. So just don't use that yet. Don't use that yet. Hopefully later it'll be good because it'll make everything easier. All right. Number six is to log during your natural breaks. So um attach your logging to your habits. So log your breakfast while the coffee is brewing, or log your lunch while the food is heating up. Log your dinner while the dishes are in the dishwasher. Just find the set times that you log it. Now, again, this is not ideal. The best way to do is to log before you eat. And then if you are not eating the same recipe all the time, but you are eating the same foods, then just keep a usual foods list. So this is number seven. So create a short list of your 20 most commonly eating foods. This makes searching faster because you're always picking from the same core foods. So the thing is, though, when it comes to logging your food, it's like, you know, logging your food is like tracking your money. It's the same thing as like tracking the weights you lift. It's the data that makes you stronger, not a chore that slows you down. So those were the 7 ways to make food logging easier. So I hope that kind of helps. Ideally, you just log it before you eat, but out of those two, log it before you eat, or just take a picture of it, picture, and then at night you just log it in. Um, those would be the two that I would do. And again, I just want to reiterate too, you don't have to log your food for the rest of your life. This is something that's temporary. It's a season that you're in. Once you move into Six Pack City, you're not going to log your food anymore. Once you're at a healthy weight, you're not going to log your food anymore. You're just not going to do it. I mean, nobody, you got to have fun in life. So, it's just a necessary evil, you know? So, hope that kind of makes sense. I just wanted to point this out because I've been having like the same conversations with a lot of you, and I'm kind of like feel like I'm repeating myself, you know? And then I hear all the stories of why you're not logging your food, and I mean, there's really nothing I could say, you just got to do it. So, um, yeah. Does anybody have any questions? Let's go around. Um, I'll just here, if you want, just raise your hand. You can either raise your hand or you can unmute yourself.
I have a question. I
Yes.
cannot raise my hand because now I'm driving.
Okay. Go
But
ahead.
I wanted to ask about like meat cuts. What are the best? Obviously the leaner the better, but what are those cuts? And then sometimes I find, I guess it's a loaded question. Sometimes I find that I I don't see, and I haven't been logging my food, Michael, by the way, but this is something I ran into.
Yeah.
Um, is I don't find the cut of meat in the list, or if I type it in, it's probably not going to be accurate, but yeah. So those are two in one, I guess, questions.
So yeah, what's your question about the meat cuts though? Like, what are the leanest meat cuts?
Yeah, what are the best cuts that you recommend? Um,
Yeah.
and if I don't find the cut in the log or in the list of meats, for example, like a lot of the carnicerias out here in LA, like the Mexican, meat markets, they have a different name and they probably don't translate in the app or whatnot. How do you navigate that part?
Yeah. First off, the leanest cuts are the probably the absolute leanest cut is probably chicken breast. The least tasteful ones are always the leanest ones, but it's not when it comes to food, if you're just looking for the leanest cuts, then it's always the white meat, which is the white meat and the white fish. So chicken, turkey, and then outside of meat, when it comes to like the leanest protein, fat-free Greek yogurt, but chicken breast, turkey breast, salmon fillet, like even tuna, all those will you'll get like 100 calories for like 20 grams of protein. It's roughly. So that's just if you want the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to protein for per calorie. I don't eat that way myself because that's really boring. It takes a lot of effort to me to make chicken breast taste good. Also, especially for women, red meat is so good because it gives you B vitamins, it gives you iron, it gives you folate, it gives you conjugated linoleic acid. It's so nutrient dense. So, my recommendation is if you want the best of both worlds is to get a lean red meat. So top round, sirloin, obviously any type of bison, really. Even ground bison is super lean because bison is just so nutrient dense. And grass-fed beef. So the difference between grass-fed beef and regular beef is that grass-fed beef obviously is from cows that were grass-fed and all that. But in doing so, those cows have, if the cows were fed right, then they have less omega 6s. They have the proper omega 3/6/9 ratio, which is the healthy fats. So that causes less inflammation. Like if you guys ever go to Europe, some of you may have gone to Europe, maybe you haven't gone yet or whatever. You eat in Europe. Every single time I have a client that goes to Europe, they always come back. Either they ate everything in sight and they didn't gain any weight, or they lost weight. Now, of course, it's because they'll walk a lot, but it's also because they use a different type of wheat. A lot of their chickens and their cows, they're by the government standards, they're grass fed. And here in America, it's different. So anyway, I don't want to get too long-winded of an answer, but the leanest cuts of meat will always be the chicken and the turkey breast. Um, the fattiest meats, ribeye, I believe, is like the fattiest meat. That's if you eat the fatty part. And then ham is pretty fatty. Lamb is pretty fatty. But usually, like you just as you taste it, the more greasy it tastes, the fattier it is. Chicken thigh meat is pretty fatty as well. Now, regarding the meats you cannot find, like what kind of meat were you not able to find in the lager, or what's a unique meat?
I don't even think it's that unique, but it's like arrachera or ranchera. Ranchera, I think I was able to find because that's more popular. But like cecina, they're like very specific, but I don't even know the
Hmm.
cuts themselves in Spanish. So, well, I know the names of them, but I just don't know what part of the cow it is, if that makes sense.
Huh. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, if
Or
you
like
yeah.
Milanesa is another name, which is usually used for like breaded breaded and fried, but I usually just do like a pan sear with that, but it's very thin, like almost like a flank.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know if it is flank.
Milanesa steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just looking it up. It's beef.
Yes.
So But you can't find that in the food logger?
I haven't looked recently, but
Yeah.
I think it's been a year since I started with you back in the
Yeah, yeah.
days. I couldn't find some of the cuts that I would buy because they were lean, or at least they didn't have a lot of fat from what I can visually see. But yeah, that's something I ran into.
Yeah, so it's beef. I see it's pan fried too. So you kind of want to add however much oil you add, you want to log that. You want to add the ounces of beef, and then I would just do it like that. Now, is it going to be precise? Not really, but if I would just log beef, uh, whatever, 4 or 5 ounces of beef, and then with added oils, and that'll be close enough. If you cannot find, let's say, a Milanese steak, but that's what I would do. So just to keep it simple. But what you could do also, and this is just real lazy, just literally go to like, let's say six, how many, I'm typing in Google right now, right? How many calories in a 6 ounce Milanese? Because nowadays with AI, all right, 6 ounce Milanese steak typically contains around 316 calories. So it's pretty equivalent to like a 6 ounce uh, piece of ground beef. So that's what I would do. I'll just find out what animal it's from, and then just basically choose the basic version of that if you cannot find it. And if you then log it, you get it right, and then just save it as a meal. So for next time you eat it. Uh,
That works. Thanks.
yeah, yeah. Just look up what animal it is. I wish I had a better answer, but
Well, yeah, I guess it's just more the cow. I just don't know what part of the cow it is. And like I said, that typical cut is used to like a breaded fried kind of
yeah,
situation. But I because it's so thin, I just kind of put it on the pan with some seasoning, typically with no oil, and then it's pretty good.
yeah. I just changed it to how many calories is in a 6 ounce fried Milanese steak, and it ranges from 316 to 510. So
Ugh.
yeah, so what I would do is just always take the highest number, So this way you just know. But yeah. Let's see. Does anybody else have any questions? Arlene, Sherry, Monica, Shayna, Monica. Monica raised her hand. Yeah. You can just unmute yourself if you want. I have to. There we go. Yo, Monica, you're unmuted. Or I cannot hear you. Can you hear me, Monica, or no?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm just being weird. Okay. Do we measure, because I have my little food scale and I'm always doing that, but should I measure if I've already cooked it or before it's been cooked?
It's really up to you. In the food logger, you can log it both ways. So you can do,
Okay.
chicken breast uncooked or
Ooh,
cooked.
sorry. I just almost slid in my kitchen.
Ooh, okay.
My
Um,
dog's blanket.
I would
Get out of there.
usually people do it uncooked
Okay.
because if it's cooked, then you don't want to put the cooked food on a scale. So usually people do uncooked, but in the food logger, you can just choose both.
Okay. And is there any word on what's going on with the scanning because it is a PETA at this point?
What's is it not is it hasn't been fixed?
No.
So what's the issue now, or what is it still?
It gets stuck on like if you open the camera to scan, it gets stuck on that, and then you can't go anywhere from it. And the only way to get out is to navigate back to start over completely.
All right. Oh, damn, damn. It's weird. I haven't had that with anybody. I haven't heard that from anybody else. Um, yeah, and you were logging it before. So how long has this been going on?
Um, since I started doing it, like it's on and off when it works.
Hmm. Okay. Um, all right. Unfortunately, I don't not have an update yet. they said they were going to. You reminded me of it. I heard back from them. They said they were going to look into it, but I never heard back from them. So
Mhm.
I got to follow up with them. But I'll link your account to them and I'll say, hey, so what's happening is when she logs her food, it gets stuck on the camera sometimes and she can't do anything.
Mhm.
All right. And then you can't hit like skip photo.
I well, if I'm scanning something, I need the camera open. So
Oh, I'm sorry, scanning something. So for
yeah,
the barcode.
yeah,
So it's not the picture that's messing up, it's the scanner.
yeah.
So does it sometimes work or never?
Like it'll scan it and pick up what it is, but then I can't add it. Like there's no, because there's like a little review button at top to like continue on to the next part to
Okay.
complete the logging, but that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Okay. So you scan it, it'll pop up, but then you cannot add it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll follow up with them. I'm sending a message right now actually. I'll let you know as soon as I hear back.
Okay.
Sorry about that, but in the meantime, what you probably could do if you want, just send me what it is you're trying to scan and I'll look up the calories for you.
Okay.
And then I'll send
What
them to
I
you.
well, I kind of just been adding it as a custom and putting in the basics, and
Okay.
it's just kind of annoying.
It does scan the product, but won't. Okay. Of course, I'm talking to AI right now, so I'll have to wait for a real person, but yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah. How's everything else though? Anything else you need help with? Got any runs
No,
coming up?
no, I think I'm good. I have a 10 miler
Ooh,
August 3rd. So it's like 2 weeks out.
okay. Um, so what kind of are you preparing for that like differently? Are you doing anything extra to prepare for that?
I haven't yet. I don't even remember when my last run was. Oh, 4th of July, I did a 10K, right?
Yep.
Okay. So then I'm trying just like once a week to do 3-mile runs on the treadmill. But that's kind of the extent of what I can do. So I guess we'll see where I'm at with 10 miles. I'm scared,
I'm scared
but
of what?
I'm dying. It's going to be hot. It's like Griffith Park area.
Yeah.
Um,
August
oh,
3rd is Sunday, right? No, on
yeah, this Sunday.
Sunday. What time is it?
I believe it starts at 7:30.
In the morning? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely prepare. I definitely don't recommend you do legs like Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, and you definitely eat some more calories on Saturday or just, don't bloat yourself. But yeah.
Hmm.
But all right. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's good. Good luck with that.
Thanks.
For the record, by the way, for everybody watching, it's like 97 over here in Arkansas. And anyway, whatever. I have nothing, I can't, that's what I chose. So anyway. But does anybody else have any questions? Sherry, I got your message on the app. You updated the food log for today, somehow managed to discard. Oh, wait, hold on. Discard it. Okay. Uh, if that happened, Sherry, you probably like logged it all and then you didn't hit publish or you didn't hit the final button. Or maybe you logged it and then you swiped it and then hit the trash can, or I don't know. Uh, yeah. Uh, everybody that's logged their food, like it's not easy at first. It's a little bit tricky at first. So, anybody else have any questions? Boop 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 boop.
Sure, I'll chime in again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Um, Give me your thoughts on cottage cheese and why is it on everything now?
Yeah, that's
And
funny.
what is your best recommendation for cottage cheese? With
Yeah, so
yeah.
in California, you have the Good cottage cheese, and that's the name of the brand, Good. Here we only have the Good non-organic cottage cheese, but you guys have the organic and Good cottage cheese. Now the best tasting cottage cheese is the Good organic. It's like full fat or something like that. It's still pretty good protein wise, and the reason why you're seeing cottage cheese and everything is the same is because it's basically the same as Greek yogurt. It's a cheat food for protein. And what I mean with cheat food for protein is that Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, the protein to calorie ratio is very favorable. So if you look at let's say the protein to calorie ratio of a chicken thigh, right? Um, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but if for every 300 calories, you might get 20 grams of protein with a chicken thigh. But if you look at the chicken breast, for every 150 calories, you'll get 20 grams of protein or 25 grams of protein. So the protein per calorie is a lot more favorable. So, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt are two of the foods, along with egg whites, that are just basically almost free protein. Like you're getting a ton of protein for very little calories. So it doesn't take up a lot of your calories. So that's why people use cottage cheese with everything, and Greek yogurt. So that's why you're seeing it everywhere. And it's funny you say that because I saw this meme of like, here's what you see after you turn 40. Here's a recipe with cottage cheese on top of cottage cheese, and it's made with cottage cheese, and then you put cottage cheese on top. So yeah,
Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
yes,
Okay. Cottage cheese. What about the one at Costco, the big tub that they have?
the Daisy, I believe, right? Um,
No, I think is it Daisy? I don't know.
yeah, it's a big tub. It's fine. I don't know. I think I taste a difference in the organic versus the non-organic cottage cheese. Maybe it's placebo, but overall, like not to nitpick, if you're gonna go for that one, totally fine. Personally, I would rather get the organic one, but that's just me. Now, the strength coach that I basically follow four guys that I got all my philosophies from. It's Stan Efferding, Matt Wenning, Joe DeFranco, and Jason Ferrugia. But Stan Efferding, he's really big on nutrition, and he says that it doesn't matter whether you eat organic or not. There's no studies that show that organic is better than non-organic. But not to go down a whole rabbit hole, you guys have probably heard about seed oils, right? About like, um, you know, canola oil and seed oils and how you want to stay away from them because they might cause inflammation. And I agree. However, there are no studies that show that seed oils are bad for you. So, is organic cottage cheese better for you? I don't know. I think so. There's no studies really that show it, but it's the odds of it being bad for you are more slim. So anyway, that's a long-winded answer. So it's totally fine. What I do get though is from Costco is that organic fat-free Greek yogurt from Kirkland. Um, it's just such a good base. It's 100 calories for like 20 grams of protein, and it's so much cheaper than basic, yogurt.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
So, um, the dairy in the cottage cheese doesn't contribute to any kind of bloat,
Well,
inflammation.
that's where I would go with an organic one. Because if you get bloated from the Daisy or whatever that brand is that you're getting a cottage that it's not organic, go for an organic one and see how that sits with you. Because I hear this often. People want to cut out dairy because it gets them bloated or it doesn't sit right. Ugh, but dairy is so good though. Dairy has probiotics. You just get what you pay for sometimes, you know? So
And where is this cottage cheese at that you're talking about?
Sprouts.
And it's called Good.
Yeah. Good culture. I think it's good culture or good.
Oh,
Um, yeah, they might have it elsewhere. I just recommend, if you're in California, might as well go to Sprouts because they got everything there. Sprouts is kind of like a good medium ground between Whole Foods and, Albertsons and all that stuff. They have it at Walmart too, but not the organic one. So, yeah. Um, Lastly, just to want to leave you guys with a big tip. I've been taking a lot more magnesium. I was taking, like I said in the past, the Plant People Wonder Sleep. I don't really take melatonin, but I was trying like all these sleeping supplements, and I think magnesium by far, like I have Aura Ring. I've been tracking my sleep. I got like a 90 plus score 3 days in a row ever since upping my magnesium, but I also feel it. So I've been posting this on my stories, and people were asking me in my messenger, like what kind of magnesium. So it's kind of a combination. Right now, there's really like no method behind it. I got like different types of gummies that are just like magnesium glycinate, and then I have threonate, and then I just take that. Now I take about 1,000 milligrams, but for you guys, it's all women on here, so I would go for like 500 milligrams and see how you sleep. Um, Take it 2, 3 hours before you go to bed. It's an awesome way. And everybody's magnesium deficient. You will get magnesium, but through and through real food, almonds, eggs, all that stuff. But everybody has to supplement with it. So,
Hey, Mike,
yeah.
I didn't catch the name of the brand of magnesium.
Well, there's different brands, but the brand that I would start with is Bioptimizers, BI Optimizers. It's one word. That's a good magnesium because it has all forms of magnesium. And then outside of that, I would just look for a magnesium glycinate. So that's glycinate to fall asleep. So Bioptimizers, take about 300, 400 milligrams of that and take about 100 to 200 magnesium glycinate on top of that and see how you sleep. Now, don't do this right away. Start with just 300 milligrams, see how you feel. You're going to feel it because magnesium at night kind of it lulls you into sleep. So that's where I would start. And then Shayna put in the chat, I like logging my food in the beginning of the day. It helps me to stay on track for the day. Sometimes I bring extra fruits and nuts to eat just in case I'm still hungry. Yeah, that's great, Shayna. And Shayna, before you go, how many pounds did you lose so far? If you're still there, if you have a chance. Maybe you're not. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, no.
Now it might be a little over. I didn't weigh myself today, but I was going to weigh myself in the morning.
Okay, I think we lost we didn't hear the first part, but how many pounds did you lose so far?
I said about 10 pounds.
Okay, awesome. That's inspiring, guys. That's inspiring. Just keep it up. Keep it up, Shayna. Awesome, and have a good day at
Thank
work.
you guys have a good one, though. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. All right, guys. Claudia, you have anything with Alan D? No? Are you guys watching a movie? What are you guys doing?
No, we're outside of his karate class. Yeah,
You just got out of karate?
he did. Alex is in karate right now.
Where are you at the park?
No, outside the school. Like,
Oh,
yeah. Now I was gonna say I am taking about 500 milligrams of magnesium, but I started taking ashwagandha as well because yeah, I just wanted to see.
yeah.
It's been about 5 days. Um, yeah,
Are you
and I've
feeling it?
noticed improvement. I've noticed improvement of my sleep, overall, like deeper and
Yeah, I feel more rested in the mornings.
Yeah. So what time do you take the ashwagandha?
See, I have it with my acai and put it in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I do too. All
Yeah.
right. So you take the ashwagandha, and do you feel like more calm and collected, or you don't know?
Within 5 days, I've noticed, well, I need to be calm and collected with 4 kids at home.
Yeah.
So that's, um, yeah, yeah, I think so. I'll ask them.
Yeah, that's the thing with adaptogens is you don't really feel it like hit you like boom, but yeah, it's something that builds up over time. But that's good. Um, well, hey, all right, guys, I'm gonna head out then. If you guys don't have anything, and for everybody watching the replay, I appreciate you watching all the way through. And if you need help logging your food, let me know. We can get on a phone call and I can run you through it again. I can show you how to do it. I can show you how to use your thumb and all that stuff and like how hard you need to press the screen. But in the end of the day, you just got to do it. And the thing is, like, it's just a routine. It's one of those things that once you get it down, you're going to be so proud of yourself because you'll know exactly how many calories you're getting in. And that's what you need to do. So, um, I'll leave you guys with this. Like, the only people that really can eat whatever they want and as much as they want are usually people with autoimmune disorders. So that's what's going to fix them. That's what's going to get their metabolism back up and running. But if you're looking to lose weight and you don't have any of that, then you gotta get on that deficit. So anyway, I appreciate you guys being here on the call. Thank you so much. And by the way, I'm heading out to California on in 2 weeks. So maybe I'll see you in Hawaiian Gardens or something, or at the beach or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'll see you guys. See you guys. Have a good night. Bye bye.